Good day, everyone. My name is Bob Johnston, and today we're going to talk about how to create a form letter with the SMARTGov ad hoc reporting tool. So to start out with, we need to create a Word document, and we'll enter in the boilerplate text that we're interested in creating the form letter with. And in places where we want database substitution, we're going to put in that type of information we're looking about, and then we're going to add bookmarks to the appropriate places. So in this case, I've got parcel owner, address, city, state, zip, the site address, the case description, and who it's assigned to. But in addition to that, I'd like to put their phone number in here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the phone number, and then I'm going to go to the Insert tab of the Word tool, and I'm going to select the bookmark tool. So when I do that, it's going to bring up all the other bookmarks that I've already got created here. I'm going to create a new one called Case Assignee Phone Number. So all I've got to do is type in that information and say Add, and it will create a bookmark around the text that I want substituted. And notice that there are little brackets now around that. So once I have this template created and the appropriate bookmarks created, all I need to do is save that and then open up the SMARTGov ad hoc query tool. So we need to create a new report, and I'll do that by pressing the green Create New Report button. And what we will do is type in some information about the name of the report. We're going to call this the Code Enforcement Notification. We're going to put it into the Code Enforcement folder, and we'll say Next. Wants a description, and we'll use that same text for the description. Say Next. Now we need to decide what type of information that we need, and in this case we're going to be wanting code enforcement information, and specifically the case information about code enforcement. So I'm going to bring that over and bring that in as a category, and then I say Next. Sorts are not important for form letters, as typically we're only going to bring in one case and print it out for that. So we're going to go ahead and say Next, and we're going to filter this report on the case number, and we're going to add that in there, and then we're going to select a equal to a particular case number. In this case we're going to use this BUC-10-0004, and then we're going to say Next. Now we need to decide what actual pieces of information that we need. We know we need the case assignee and his phone number. We want the case description as well. But in addition to that, we want the primary parcel owner's name, his address, and the city, state, zip. And I think we're going to also bring in the site address as well. So once we have all of that, we can say Finish, and it will create the actual database extract for us. We don't need any of this header information because we're going to be applying a template to this, so I'm going to go ahead and delete each of these rows so it doesn't confuse us when we get ready to add some other information. And once we have this in place, now we want to test to see if the data is there that we're expecting. So we're going to just run this really quickly in HTML just to make sure that we are extracting the appropriate information that we're looking for, and in this case we can see that each of the columns is filled with data, so that's very good. The next thing we need to do is apply the template. So we're going to go ahead and go to the Report Options Template area, and we're going to select the particular document that we want for a template, and in this case it's this file name. It's now reading the document and looking through for each of the bookmarks that we've put in place. And now all we have to do is substitute the correct database field with the associated bookmark where we want this to show up. And as you see, I'm going through and selecting each of the pieces of information that I have available and that we'll use for this as well. So city, state, zip, parcel owner's name, and then the site address, and we'll bring that in as well. Once we have all of that information in here, we just say OK, and we then can run this in its in Word's native format, RTF, And when we run it, it's taking that template, applying it to the information, creating the substitutions, and giving us the document that we need now with the appropriate substitutions in the areas where we wanted them to be.